Decklist. Hey you! Why aren't you subscribed to Simp King's Yu-Gi-Oh channel?
Welcome to another video. Today I am doing a fan request, okay? People have been asking for it. They wanted to see Ghotis Bystials. Alright, Bystials came out a little bit ago. In fact, a new set's about to come out, but here I am playing Ghotis Bystials. Alright, right on time. Opponent activating Thunder Dragons. They're going first. Alright, we have evenly matched and we have the Ash Blossom. Let's see if that'll help us out. Opponent, Gold Sark, going to banish a card from the deck, banishing a Thunder Dragon Roar. Thunder Dragon Roar, gonna get Ash Blossom. We don't want him special summoning a Thunder Dragon from the deck. And what makes the Bystial so good, alright, is people are playing a lot of light and dark decks. And the Bystials will draw into one, show off what they do, alright? But for now, drawn into Ready Fusion, one of my favorite cards to play with Ghotis. If you have Ghotis and you're serious about the deck, Ready Fusion, I think, is a must. Alright. Let's show it off here. Opponent managed not to get a board, so evenly matched, not doing anything. Let's send. Shift to the graveyard. Activate Ready Fusion. Opponent going to max C us? I don't think so. Call by the grave. Negate the max C. Max C is negated. Alright. Love to see it. Max C getting hit by the finger. Now, opponent is playing a light dark deck, alright? Thunder Dragons, a lot of light dark monsters. In fact, our opponent is probably playing the Bystials too. Well, let's summon the Essence of Vanity, level 2 tuner, go into the Arion post, and now we're set up. We got the paces. We're going to activate Shift in the graveyard, banish itself to boost, deal 2600 damage, and now we're going to set that call by the grave. Both our fish are going to come back. We can do a level 8, we can do a level 10. Opponent, what can you do to stop us? Hopefully nothing, but you never know. Opponent. Summoning Fallen of Albaz. Now, Fallen of Albaz is the best way to get rid of the Ghotis. If you have the Synchro on the field, they can activate it to fusion summon a Mirror Jade. And there's nothing you can do to stop it because this doesn't target this effect. Once it resolves, they fusion summon using a monster on our side of the field and a monster on their side of the field. And that means that even if we synchro summon, opponent's going to steal the monster we make. Now, we are going to synchro summon anyway, because we got to search for the Arion post, and that makes it worth it. In fact, we have a very, very slick play here, alright? We're going to synchro summon into the Azcan. Now, Azcan isn't going to activate his effect, because he's going to get synchro summoned into a Mirror Jade. But what is going to activate? In the graveyard, the Arion post is going to activate, and instead, normally you banish the Arion post to search, but we banish the Azcan, because Azcan triggers when he gets banished. Banish, banish the Shift, resummon itself. Alright, now we are back in it. Now this Mirror Jade can activate, banish our Tuna, banish our Azcan. Can't stop that, but at least we get force our opponent to make their Mirror Jade activate, so we're going to get to play on our next turn, hopefully. Opponent activating Druid Swarm, one of the Bystials, alright? And all these Bystials have this effect. They can target a light or dark monster in the graveyard, banish it to special summon themselves, and it's always a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster, meaning if you're going second, you can start Bystialing your opponent's monsters, summon the Bystials, DD Crow away their value in the graveyard, and honestly, a lot of decks get messed up, but you know what doesn't get messed up? Beautiful water-based fish, unhit by the Bystials. Opponent summoning a Bystial. Opponent getting a Thunder Dragon Fusion. Activating Thunder Dragon Fusion. Banishing their Thunder Dragons from the graveyard to summon Thunder Dragon Titan. Now, if I was paying attention, maybe I could have negated. No. Nothing would have stopped it because they can shuffle fusion monsters that are banished. So we couldn't even finger that away. All right. Now we're gonna activate our paces. This is just to force our opponent. They gotta force them to use the Mirror Jade, and we're going to stop him, alright? Opponent probably wants to banish our Azcan, so they can just attack over our paces. So we're going to sneak the Snopios in here. Sneak on in, Snopios. Banish 2 fish from the graveyard. Now we're going to force our opponent. If they want to stop us, they got to banish the paces. And great thing about paces getting banished, he's going to come back on our next turn. Alright, Snopios activate. Target itself. Opponent activating Thunder Dragon in the hand to pop a card on the field before our Snopios can get resolving. Now, the funny thing about this Thunder Dragon Titan is its effect that it has to activate when a Thunder Dragon monster effect is activated in the hand. Quick effect, destroy a card on the field. If you activate anything in response to the Thunder Dragon effect, chain the Thunder Dragon. So what should I call by the grave here? Well, I should probably get the Thunder Dragon, stop him from adding a Thunder Dragon to hand and doing it again. But I misfingered here, or maybe it was the right play. I went for the Albion. Albion was going to activate at the end of turn and set a branded card. So maybe that was the right play, but does mean our opponent's going to get a second Thunder Dragon, activate, pop our card we control. What are they going to pop? Pop in the Azcan. They're going to get in for big damage, and we're going to be in big trouble. Now, we do have this evenly matched. If we live, I didn't do any math. We're going to get back the Snopios. We're going to hit for 3,000. Hit for another 2,500. Going all the way down to 400 life points. Evenly matched. Opponent chooses to keep the Bystial. In this decision, I don't understand. They got rid of their Thunder Dragon Titan and their Mirror Jade and kept the Bystial. That's got to be the wrong choice, but opponent is doing opponent things. Back to our turn. Our Paces is going to come back. Our Shift is going to come back. We drew our own Bystial, which means we can start messing up our opponent's graveyard, summon our own Bystials, and we got the Paces. Paces activate. Summon the Snopios. Target their Bystial. Alright, now we got to be careful here. We got to read. Opponent left this Bystial because it has an effect. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target a special summoned monster your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard. Very powerful effect. But what we did was we targeted it with the Snopios. So now when it leaves the field, it's not going to the graveyard. It's getting banished. You gotta know these pro plays when you're playing Ghotis. We haven't even used our Bystials yet. Baron. Pop that Bystial, drew a swarm, and opponent 5,400 life points minus 3,000 from Baron. That's 2,400. This bad boy can get right in for 2,500 attack, and that is lethal. Opponent knows how to count, and they are out of here. Love to see it. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, if you like this sort of video, make sure to subscribe. I'll have the full deck list at the end. And look at this hand. This is what I love. Alright, we are going second again, but we got it. We got Snopios, Zep, and a Paces, which means we can do turn 0 plays. We are tier limits now. We got tier limit plays because we got the Bystial too. We can summon the Bystial as well. Opponent playing Runics. Runic Slumber going to activate. And what are they choosing? They are choosing one of the modes. Special summon a Runic. Let's hit him with the Max C. Get him with the Cockroach. And I wish the Cockroach was banned, but this is the way Konami wants the game to be. If you don't like it, complain to Konami. Opponent summoning the Huggin, giving us a card here. Lubellion. Now Lubellion is special, alright? Not just because he's shiny, alright? That's not why. It's because Lubellion doesn't have that effect to quick effect banish. This one, you discard it during your main phase and search another Bystial. It's actually pretty good. You can do little combos, little simple combos, alright, to summon bodies on the field for free. Opponent activating the Fountain. Alright, Fountain is on the field. Let's try and get rid of the Fountain. Turn 0 Ghotis. Banish our Zep, banish our Paces, activate. Zep gonna activate. Snopios gonna activate. We're gonna target that field spell so that if it leaves the field, it's gonna get banished instead. Opponent, Runic Tip, gonna start banishing cards from the top of our deck to search for a Runic spell. And they're getting the Freezing Curses, target an effect monster, negate it. Very smart play, opponent. They're gonna negate our Zep. Zep gonna try and synchro summon into the Azcan. Opponent getting their draw with the Runic Fountain, and opponent negating the Zep, so we aren't going to get to pop. Not going to get to pop the Fountain. Opponent drawing 3. This is not ideal. Opponent did banish a lot of cards, though. Did they banish anything relevant? Well, opponent looks like we got a Shift banished in addition to our Paces, so maybe we are still in this. Opponent, did you forget you're under Maxi? What are you doing? Opponent summoning a Camellia, sending Naturia Sacred Tree. Again, the Blessing. So opponent playing some sort of Runic Plants deck. Making a Stardust Charge Warrior, drawing themselves a card and drawing us a card too. Opponent, you've drawn enough. What are you doing? Naturia Blessing and a summon a monster to the field. They're going for the Baron. Alright, well, opponent going for the Baron. Now, can we get our Baron, our opponent's Baron, to use its negate? Opponent popping our Zep. Going to the end phase. Let's activate Bystial Magnemite to summon itself. Opponent using the Baron negate on the Magnemite. Doesn't want us searching for a dragon. So this Bystial Magnemite limited to 1. You activate it, and in the end phase of the turn, you get a dragon monster to your hand. So if we got that Bystial, we got to search for another Bystial, an opponent, giving up Baron's 1 negate. Alright, now, we got a big problem, though. As long as this... Oh, opponent hitting us with the Max C. I mean, that's only fair. We hit him with the Max C, too. As long as opponent has this Runic Fountain, all of these Runic spells can activate. They're probably going to get to draw 3 again. So we're going to have to try our best to get rid of this Runic Fountain. But with the Max C, there's only one way. There's only one way out of this. We got to get lethal damage, alright? Max C means they're going to draw a billion cards. We can't just pass and do nothing. We got to use this. This is our one shot. Doesn't matter how many cards our opponent draws. We're going to have to fight through it all. Let's Synchro Summon Azcan. Azcan, try and banish the Runic Fountain. Now, the thing about the Runic spells, they can only activate each one once per turn. So Freezing Curses, negate a monster, it's done. They can't do it again. Only 1 negate. Opponent banishing a bunch of cards. Banishing a bunch of cards. Let's Synchro Summon into the Big Chungus, alright? Without the negate, Runics don't have a way to deal with the Big Chungus. They use their negate. Now Big Chungus, he can't be destroyed, so the pop doesn't work. Now, if a card gets banished, Big Chungus going to activate, hit the Runic Fountain, banish a Runic card from the graveyard. It's the best play. But opponent, they're playing Effect Veiler. And I've seen a lot of people play Effect Veiler if they're playing the Bystials, because Bystials need light and dark monsters to banish. So if you're playing Effect Veiler, you can negate your opponent's monster effect and then summon a Bystial using your own Effect Veiler, even if they're playing non-light dark decks. But opponent hitting us, getting our Big Chungus. Now we're going to Bystial Rebellion, where we're not going to give up though. We're giving opponent as many cards as we can. We either win right now or we lose right now. Bystial Rebellion in the graveyard tributes a Bystial to summon itself. Then we can activate its effect. Yeah, activate the effect of that Bystial in the graveyard. The Saronir, it's going to send a Bystial spell or trap to the graveyard or Bystial monster. And then we're going to activate the Lubellion effect to activate a continuous spell or trap directly from the deck. Branded Beast. Now this one, I have mixed feelings about, alright? And you're about to find out why. We can tribute a dragon monster to pop a card on the field. So we're going to tribute our Bystial Rebellion to pop this Runic Fountain. An opponent is activating Runic Destruction. Now, as you know, MST does not negate. Popping a card doesn't negate it unless, for some reason, it's a continuous spell. Even though we paid the cost, its effect is on the chain, it gets popped, it doesn't resolve. So maybe we should have played that a little bit better. Alright, opponent's running out of Runic spells though. Let's activate our Supe, Synchro Summon into the Arion Post. Arion Post, activate, banish a card from the deck, and hey, we're banishing the Snopios. Always got to make sure you know about this play. You can banish Snopios, and now we're banishing Azcan from our graveyard with the Snopios effect. Snopios going to get added back to hand. Azcan is going to trigger. Big Chungus is, we're just getting Big Chungus. He kept asking to activate, so we're going to let him get negated. Just let him stop asking. Azcan going to banish a fish from the graveyard, summon itself. Opponent using another spell. We're not gonna do anything. They're just gonna make us banish cards. That doesn't matter. Let's summon our Tuna because we still had the normal summon. Go into Baron. Now we gotta negate. All right. Now we're counting up. How do we get lethal? We gotta pop this Baron. If we can pop this Baron, we can get lethal damage. Opponent activating a Runic Tip. We're gonna let that go. We'll hold Baron's negate for something important. Opponent banishing more cards. We're gonna activate Lifeless Leaffish to draw a card. This is just, you know, we got to draw. We got to try something. Drawing into Ready Fusion. Now, this would be great. We could go into an 8, except we can't activate. Why can't we activate? It's because we activated Supe Dustwalker. It locks us into Synchro Summons only. And technically, this is a Fusion Summon. So, not allowed, not legal. Let's activate Baron. Pop the other Baron. Opponent. Droplet. Droplet is going to do what? Opponent. Special Summon a Runic. They can make more bodies. This is not ideal. But I think we have enough attack power to get through because we got the Snopios. Opponent drawing with the Fountain. They got so many cards in hand, but they're not done. Let's banish, summon the Snopios. We're going to target the Moonin with the Snopios effect. Moonin activating. I don't know if opponent meant to do this. They banished their own Moonin. They're activating Flashing Fire, targeting our Big Chungus to pop it, but it's not going to work. Baron negate, and opponent activating Runic Slumber, but they're out of time. The next time a monster would be destroyed by a battle or card effect that's not destroyed was not going to do anything. An opponent runic themselves to death. Love to see it. Alright, let's go on to the next game. Now I think you understand the power of the Bystials with the Ghotis. The power is quite intense. Opponent going first. Summoning a Diviner. Alright, well we're going to hit that with the Ash Blossom. We still got Max C, but you don't need to use Max C if you don't need to. And if opponent fingers the Ash Blossom, we can activate Max C afterwards. Looks like opponent had no more plays though. So let's get to our turn. Alright, cross out Designate. Let's summon the Paces. Paces, get the Lifeless Leaf Fish. Alright, now hold on a second, alright? This is the only card we're going to summon this turn. Only card we're going to special summon. So we could negate that Ash Blossom, or the Maxi, sorry, with our cross out. But let's hold it, alright? Let's use it to protect our Maxi, because if opponent's going to be toxic and draw a card, we're going to be toxic and draw a card. Lifeless. Send to the graveyard the Shift, but opponent hitting it with the Ash Blossom. Alright, do we want both tunas? Alright, we could use our cross out Designate to negate the Ash, get the Shift in the graveyard, but I think we're going to let go. Like I said, we're going to try and protect the Maxi. Let's get to battle. Pop the Diviner. Set the cross out. Maybe this is greedy, alright? 2 tunas is the best. We could have even used the cross out Designate to banish a Shift and had 2 tunas. So maybe I'm being greedy with the Maxi. Maybe I should stop trying to, rely on Maxi and start believing in the Ghotis. Opponent playing Tearlaments. Makes me so sad. But we got the Bystials. Maybe we can, maybe we can teach them a lesson. Teach those Tearlaments a lesson. Opponent, of course, manages to hit their limit to 1 miller. Let's activate Maxi. We only got 1 summon. We're going to use it right now. But I think it's already too late. We should have activated it in response to the Merly. Ariampos. Going to activate. Havnus going to fusion summon. Into the Kitkalos. We drew the wrong Bystial. This is so frustrating, alright? Lubellion, why are you betraying us, Prismatic Lubellion? If you were any other Bystial, we could have activated, banished the Tearlament in the graveyard that was going to fusion summon right now, because opponent, they know how to play against Goti, apparently. Sereneer activating the graveyard. Opponent activating the Yugioh to summon itself. Ariampos going to activate, banish the Zep from the deck, but Kitkalos sends a Sheeran, and again we drew another Bystial, but it's the wrong one. We drew the other shiny Lubellion. If we had any of the other Bystials, we could have banished the Sheeran. Now, we'll talk about this at the end of the video, right? About what ratio of Bystials is correct. Opponent gets the fusion summon, and it's just in time to stop us, because our Zep comes back. It wants to synchro summon, but opponent is able to make the Rukolos, and it's just 1 chain too early. So Zeb is going to get negated. Zeb try and activate. Rukolos is here to stop the fusion summoning effect, or the synchro summoning effect. These Tearlaments, nothing you can do. Now, the Rukolos gets sent to the graveyard. It's going to come back. Now, they're under Max C. They're giving us a lot of cards, but again, we drew the 3rd Lubellion. I don't know what Konami is doing, alright? They're clearly, Konami is paying the Tearlament players, alright? They're rigging the deck so that we draw the wrong Bystials, so that Tearlaments gets every advantage they could have. Opponent going into Baguska. They got Baguska forcing their Rukolos into defense mode, forcing our Ariampos into defense mode. And now we draw Branded Beast. We don't want to draw that. Alright. Now, what do? What's our L for Baguska? Well, we do have an out, actually. We're going to Bystial Lubellion, first of all. Get the Baldrake. We're going to summon the Lifeless Leaf Fish. It's going to get sent to defense mode, but Baguska, he switches all the monsters to defense mode, and when they're in defense mode, their effects are negated. But you know what can't get switched to defense mode? Link monsters. So we summon Abyss Keeper. Alright, we got a fish out. Let's activate him. Activate his effect, summon a Shift from the hand, and now we can activate him. Banish, and we're trying to banish the Rukolos, because I'm not really worried about Baguska, but maybe I should have been worried about Baguska. But either way, it doesn't matter. Celiac going to activate, negate the Abyss Keeper. So Abyss Keeper is negated. This is not ideal. Opponent sending, and Rukolos not coming back this time, because it's already resummoned itself once. And now we have a live Bystial, so we can actually stop a fusion summon potentially. Let's shuffle our fish back into the deck to draw a card. Drawn into a Zep. Let's activate Abyss Shark. Get the Silent Angler. And go into a Stealth Kraken. Now, if opponent switches their Baguska to attack mode, maybe we can pop it. We also have the Brand of Beast. Opponent. Detaching material. Switching to attack mode. Alright. Now, I forgot about Baguska's other mode. When Baguska is in attack mode, you can't target it with card effects. And it has another effect. Where is it? Oh, yeah. This attack position card can't be destroyed by card effects. Yeah, he's got a lot of words on him. Alright, so oops. Opponent crashes into our Abyss Keeper, and now it's the thing we were worried about. Opponent going to go into the Zeus. We know they're going into the Zeus. That's why they always do this. Going into the Zeus. Alright. Now we can activate the Brand of Beast, but again, I forgot. I actually played this game before. I forgot that Brand of Beast, if gets wiped, then it doesn't activate. So Zeus wipes the field. This gets MST'd, so it's negated. I don't know why this game doesn't make sense a lot of time, alright? Konami, fix your game. Crossout Designate, gonna banish. Paces. Swipe everything away. Opponent getting a Havness, alright. And opponent summoning Bystial. Opponent banishing our Bystial. Opponent summoning another Bystial. And that's lethal. Opponent got lethal with the Bystials. Tier Elements, Konami, I'm so mad. Alright, let's go on to the next game. Alright, one last game. One last game with the Ghotis Bystials. Great hand here. We got plays with the Supe. Let's discard our Snopios opponent. Activating the Maxi. We got every answer you can have to Maxi. We're going to hit him with the Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom negate. We got our Supe Dustwalker. Summon from the deck the Supe Synchro Summon into the Arion Post. And let's activate Branded Regained after we banish our Paces. Now this card actually has super cool synergy with the Ghotis because it activates whenever we banish a card. We get to draw a card if we banish a light or dark monster. So if we banish stuff like, opponent summons a light monster, we banish it, we get to draw a card with a Branded Regained. Pretty cool. Opponent, what are you doing? We get the Paces back. Opponent summoning a Beaver. The Beaver summon a second Beaver. Summoning a Gigantic Sprite. Opponent must not have any sprites in hand. Well, we're not going to let opponent have priority and activate this Gigantic Sprite. Let's Paces. Paces banish or Synchro Summon the Azcan. Banish, banish. That's going to give us a card with the Regain opponent, negating the effect of Arion Post in the graveyard. That is fine. Not a problem at all. Banish still goes through. Azcan. Banish. Opponent, we get to activate the Branded Regain. Shuffle that Gigantic Sprite back into the deck to draw a card. Azcan's going to come back. That's going to be banishing the Snopios. Snopios gets to banish another fish. We get to banish the Paces. Snopios comes back to hand. And opponent can't handle the value. They are out of here. Didn't even get to use our Bystial monsters. The Bystial spell was enough. Alright, let's go on to the deck list. Alright, here is the full deck list. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm playing 3 Lubellions. But what I see in a lot of the deck lists is people are playing more of this one, the Saronir. People are playing up to 3 Saronirs. This is the one that sends a Bystial Spell Trap to the graveyard. And maybe we should be playing more Saronir and 1 less Lubellion. You let me know what you think the optimal number is, because I'm still, finicking with this. And the Branded Beast Trap, it feels like it should be really good, but every time I tried to activate it, it got popped in response and didn't pop anything. So, that's not really what we're hoping for from our cards. We're hoping they're getting more value than that. Alright, let's go through the whole deck list. We got 1 Supe, we got triple Maxi, we got 2 Paces, 2 Shift, 2 Zep, we got triple Ash Blossom, we got a single Silent Angler, we got triple Lifeless Leaf Fish, we got Supe at 3, we got Abyss Shark, we got the Bystials, Magnamut at 1, Saronir at 1, Druid Swarm at 1, 2 Snopios, 1 Baldrake, triple Lubellion, and like I said, I don't know if 3 is the right number for this guy. We got 2 Ready Fusion, we got Branded Regained, we got Call by the Grave at 2, we got Crossout Designate, We got triple evenly matched to go second, and we got the Brand of Beast. In the extra deck, we got All Vein, we got Rare Fish, we got Roaring Ocean Snake, and usually I like to use the Roaring Ocean Snake to go straight into a level 10 tuner or level 10 synchro with a pace. You summon the paces, summon the shift, summon the Zep, summon the Roaring Ocean Snake, go into the Excel synchro, make a 10. But I found that making just a 10 is not as good as going Rare Fish and doing Ghoty plays, because our deck's Ghoty deck. You get your Ghoty engine going, sometimes it's better. So maybe Roaring Ocean Snake should get cut and replaced with something else in the extra deck. You let me know what you think. What is a good extra deck card to play in Ghoties? All right. We got 2 Arion Posts. We got Stardust. We got White Roar Whale. We got Excel. We got 2 Azcans. We got Baran. We got Chungus. We got Bagotia, the Deep Beyond. We got Stealth Kragan. And we got the Abyss Keeper, which is a card I tried out for the first time. And you know what? I think it's worth it. I think this is worth a slot. All right. I hope you liked today's video. And I'll see you next time. Have a good night.